Okay, hi guys. So last night I came across this post by Bakersman 420 here, and he was having really bad problems with Tarkov on his 3060 Ti. Um, I'm running a 3060 Ti, and I kind of chimed in a little bit. I didn't think he'd have that big of a difference, and he actually ended up going from 40 FPS and actually dipping even worse to 80 to 100 on customs. So over double the performance just on customs. And then he actually chimed in a little bit later with an update, and he is getting 70 plus on shoreline on woods, and he hasn't really gotten drops below 60. Although there is a trick to kind of pick up a little more than that on those maps. I did go through that with him. So, as you can see, he's had really good results with the couple changes. Now, when I went to bed last night, there is a couple people that had messaged me, and I was kind of just I was gonna help him out, but I was just gonna share my screen on Discord. But when I woke up in the morning, there's like 10 people asking me for my settings, so I figured the best way would be just to take a little video here and actually show you guys what I did. So feel free to skip ahead. I don't know how to video edit. I'm sorry. You can downvote me later. So for hardware, I'm running a Dell G5 with a I got the side panel. Mine's a little fancier, but I have a NVIDIA GTX 3060 Ti, same one here, Intel i7 10700F, a 16 gigabytes of RAM running at 2933, and a 500 gig SSD, which is where Tarkov is installed. So if you haven't got an SSD, get it. Performance aside, your load times will be so much better. I'm so happy I made the switch because my computer here originally came with a hard drive, and that was terrible. So we will. I'll go through my settings here one at a time. So battle state, the launcher here. Go to properties, compatibility. Put disable full screen optimizations and run it as admin. This kind of just helps with Tarkov like that. I don't know if it's the programming or what, but once you change stuff around, Tarkov likes to try to change your changes. So this kind of just tells Tarkov to fuck off. This is just the stuff I've done. Whoop-de-doo. Now, if you go to, where is it? NVIDIA control panel. So I have changed all of this stuff around. So you go to manage 3D settings, go to program settings, and find Tarkov, or escape from Tarkov.exe. Do not put the launcher on here because it'll apply these changes to the launcher and not the game itself. This just basically allows you to have different settings outside of the game. So it's not changing everything you do from here on if you play other games as well. So you go here. Sharpen is kind of preference. I have it at 0.6. You play around with it a little bit. That's your call. Film grain, I suggest you max it because it basically gets rid of a lot of the crap that the Tarkov graphics try to introduce. I don't know if this directly changed any performance. I changed all these settings basically at once and then tweaked it from there. that's just what I do. So anisotropic filtering 8 times. Make sure FXA is on. Um, that's what the NVIDIA software is designed to use. So if you're using like TXAA, that will, it's a little harder for our GPUs to actually run that. Anti-aliasing setting. I have kind of played around with this. It doesn't, I put it at 4 times. That's what the post on the original poster on Reddit put it to. Yeah, I play around with it. I put it on 4 times if I were someone trying to make changes. Background application max frame rate. So as far as I'm aware, if you're running multiple monitors, this may end up frame locking your other monitors to 20 FPS. I only have one monitor, so if I'm in Tarkov and I switch out, it doesn't matter to me what frame rate I get. If I'm playing in the game, why do I care if Discord in the background is only running at 20 FPS? This just kind of frees up a little bit of resources. Yeah, like I said, be aware if you're running multiple monitors and you're wondering why your FPS tanks on the other monitors, that might be why. If you're running a single monitor, I suggest putting this all the way down. Low latency mode, I put that on ultra. Max frame rate, I put this on 1000 just so that my computer isn't trying to, it isn't tied down by something. Make all of these changes. Make sure your power management mode is on prefer maximum performance. It's just literally going to free up a little bit more resources for your GPU to take. It'll give you a little bit more, a little more juice rather than your graphics card kind of just being all willy-nilly. I don't have VSync on because my monitor does not support it. But like I said, go through all these changes, change all this stuff over. Make sure I suggest taking some pictures before, just in case this stuff doesn't work for you. That way you kind of know where you can go back. This is just where it's worked for me. There will be another kind of in the middle or towards the bottom, there'll be another bunch of settings for some people. Those are for your monitor settings. So my monitor doesn't support it. I'm just running a crappy kind of monitor that I got off like Facebook Marketplace. That's just what I got right now. So it's 1080 and like 66 FPS. So it doesn't have those extra settings that you might see in there. The poster on Reddit that I was helping, he put that to default for those monitor settings, and that's what worked out for him the best. Yeah. So, yeah, that's just what I did to kind of overclock my monitor. 1080, like I said. This stuff I think is more or less preference. That's just what I've changed it to. I also have not done the contrast correction, or the gamma correction or whatever it's called. So, you can change it. This is just, what I like with my monitor and whatever else. I think that's essentially it for this. Let's just take a look. Yeah, see, there's the gamma correction. When I am using the NVIDIA settings for everything, except for that, I guess, and that. Okay. So this is what I'm running for overclock settings. I am running, I do have the Dell version of the 3060 Ti. In benchmarking, it's like a tiny bit less performance than if you were to buy like an off-the-shelf 3060 Ti. So it could, people running off-the-shelf 3060 Ti, like a custom build, you might actually you probably will pick up a little bit better performance than what I get. The difference might be marginable, but it is what it is. Fan curve, I have a custom fan curve. that's that's all preference. This overclock, if you're wanting to try it, it's been extremely stable. I basically was running this hot tune for a while, but I kept getting a lot of graphical errors, so I kind of toned it down a little bit. Now, if you go into Tarkov, I'll show you what I've done here. So, oh yeah, okay, one sec. My MSI sometimes has problems where it just stops giving me my overlay. I have to restart it. I don't know why. Just the way it is. Sometimes you go, ooh, that's not supposed to be there. Okay, that is what the overclock's supposed to be at. I don't know what it was at before, but it wasn't supposed to be at 160 and 1100. That's what I wanted at. That's what you wanted at. Okay, so there we go. So with automatic RAM cleaner, I'm running, like I said, I'm running, oh, I don't know if I did say it. I'm running 16 gigabytes of RAM at 2933. So Tarkov does have a memory leak, which, is actually pretty bad sometimes. So I do run the automatic RAM cleaner. I have to turn it off and on once in a while, so I'll have it on for a while, and then I'll notice if I'm playing for a couple matches, couple hours, there's no real specific trigger. I'll notice my RAM start creeping up 12, 13, 14, 15 gigabytes even with this on. And while I'm in RAID, I will turn it off, click save, go back into the RAID, um, go back, out of my settings anyways, and this will drop. I think it's just a problem with the system. Most of the time I have pretty decent results having it on. Just be aware if your RAM starts like getting really high and you get performance drops, and you get FPS drops and bad frame times, maybe try disabling that, and then just click save and let me know how it might help you out. For graphics, like I said, 1080 because I have a crappy monitor, but I do have almost identical settings for 2K. I was running on a 4K TV, so I was playing in 2K, but I changed my setup, and this is what I'm working with for now. Like I said, the settings for 2K are almost identical, and I get very, very similar FPS in game. So, yeah, I'll give you a second to kind of look through this. This is just what I have my stuff set to. One thing I will tell you guys, whenever you open Tarkov, I'm not sure why, but it has this really big habit of opening in borderless. So my system specifically, I don't know why, it does not like running the game in borderless. I get really shitty performance, and I'll get really bad stutters and hitching and all kinds of crap. So how I resolve that is I'll go to borderless, and then I'll go back to full screen, and when I go back right now, I bet you there'll be like a really long black screen. Yeah, there you go, because it's switching over. And I don't know if you can tell, but on my screen, it actually looks different. So those are all the settings for that. Post effects are, mostly preference. Some guys like it one way or another. This is just what I run. I change it quite a bit. The only thing I'll note is I haven't noticed a significant difference with it enabled or disabled. It's usually within about 5 FPS. The only thing is Luma Sharpen and Adaptive Sharpen. These, if you have these really high, I don't know why, but these are the only two things that really seem to affect my performance. If they're really high, it does seem to really hurt my performance for me personally. you may have different results. Just be aware of that. If if you have your post effects on and you're getting really shitty performance, it might be the reason is these two right here. Okay, so I will go into a raid here, and I'll, oops. Sorry guys. Just want to make sure nothing got, oh, we'll just, yeah, have that on. Yeah, okay. Bring this down a little bit, actually. Okay, so we'll just go into a scav raid and I'll kind of show you what things are like with the overlay here. So with my overlay, this is obviously GPU temp, CPU usage right here, and my RAM. I have 16 gigs, like I've said like 3 times now. For this here, this is my GPU utilization, like my usage. This is my core clock. This is my memory clock, I believe. And then this is my fan curve, and this is my power consumption. Just to give you guys a little idea of what you're looking at up there. Now I'm going to have slightly worse performance because I am, recording while I'm doing all this. I notice a 5 to 10 FPS hit when I have to, screen record. So you probably will get higher performance than what I'm getting right now, but I'm just trying to show you guys. And I have a little trick for maps like Shoreline and Woods where if there's really bad GPU usage, you can kind of get around that. Feel free to skip ahead. I don't know how to video edit. I'm sorry. Okay, so where are we here? Oh, we're in like construction. Okay, so my GPU usage isn't amazing, but it's pretty good. This area is kind of actually shitty for me on customs, but I'll just kind of give you an idea of what we're dealing with. So I am, like I said, recording, so I'm probably would be getting 5 to 10 FPS more if I had it turned off. Because usually I average 90 to 110 on customs with these settings I have right now. So I'll just kind of give you a little idea of what we're, just find somewhere safe to show you this little thing I do with the super sampling on, heavy foliage maps. I just don't want to get fucking killed by by a bad scav. Now guys, keep in mind I'm not a streamer. I don't make videos or anything for a living. I'm just doing this because a lot of guys were asking for my help. So we're getting, 85 to 90. Let's actually keep coming up a little bit. So like 95 FPS, and my GPU usage is around 62 to 65 FPS, or 60%. Jesus. So, on maps like, oh fuck, that guy is, okay, I thought that guy was gonna shoot me. So, if you're on maps like woods or shoreline, they tend to run a lot worse. So what I do is I will go to 2x super sampling, and I'll put on FXAA. If you're on TAA, it does look a lot better. You just might get a little bit less FPS, that's all. And basically, I'm getting slightly less FPS on customs, but on shoreline or woods, it tends to help a lot. Give it a shot. It's really, yeah, see, the TAA costs a bit of performance, but if you look at my GPU usage, it's pretty much maxed out. So if this works out for you guys, let me know, and I will post it in my own thread. And if it's actually, you know, making a significant difference, then hopefully we can pin it and then maybe solve a lot of problems for some guys. Alright, I'm gonna unplug my mic and just play around, and you can just end the video whenever you want, just to give you an idea of what performance is like. Good luck, guys.